Hello everyone and welcome back to the Hexagon Challenge here on Shaun Does FM. I hope you are doing well. Today we have two First League finals for you. The second league's coming tomorrow, the first of which will be the Asian Champions League Final against Al-Nassr of Saudi Arabia. And off the back of that, we'll probably put out a fairly heavily rotated team for the FA Super Cup Final here in China against Hebei China Fortune. So if you're looking forward to this double header, remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already, also hit that subscribe button and turn that notification on as well, especially if you want to find out what happens in the second leagues, which will be dropping in tomorrow's episode. But yesterday we played the semi-final of the Asian Champions League. Apologies for the audio in that episode. I forgot to check my microphone settings after the software updated after Elgato did their Wave XLR thing, and I forgot that the software updated, and that's why the microphone didn't record in yesterday's episode. So it's all sorted for this. Apologies for that. Hopefully it wasn't too noticeable or too terrible in audio quality and syncing with the vision, because that was the other issue I had during editing. But it's back to normal today and should be right for a wee while until Elgato release another product related to their microphone, no doubt. But yesterday, if you missed that episode, I will leave a link in the top right corner. In the end, a 3-1 aggregate win over Shanghai Port, but we really only played well for 45 minutes of that game. And off the back of that, we had to wrap up the Chinese Super League. We already had sealed the title by that stage, but two good wins for us in away games. First off, we took on DL Pro, a team right at the bottom of the league who actually took points off us earlier this season, but this time we got some revenge with a 4-0 win. We opened the scoring in the 20th minute from a corner, Diakabe getting on the end of an Oristanio ball and putting it in the top right corner. 1-0 at halftime, and then to start the second half, Diakabe with another header through the hands of Pei, and that made it 2-0. About 10 minutes later, Fan on the outside of the box, back to Oristanio, whips a ball in, headed away from Zhu, but then Kang with a goal of the season contender there, a wonderful strike from outside the box to make it 3, and only a few minutes later, we wrapped up the scoring. Oristanio to Tian, and then Hu, with a bit of a deflection from a slide from the keeper, is able to put that in the back of the net and give us a very nice 4-0 win. Not our most dominant performance, but doubled our XG and quite clinical with our shots compared to those on target and those that ended up in the back of the net. So happy with that result, considering how we've been playing in the previous games, especially as they did play 5 at the back in a very defensive system, did DL Pro. And then off the back of that, we rounded off the Chinese Super League season with an away game at Jiangsu and another good win here, 3-0 away from home. We had to wait until right before halftime to open the scoring here. We have the ball just outside the box, Fan on the edge of it, puts the ball in, and Anderson with a nice header into the bottom right corner. And we just got into halftime with a 1-0 lead. Then in the 64th minute, Oristanio with a free kick. Somehow they leave Wang in a lot of space at the far post. He puts that away and make it 2-0. And then a corner late in the game, and Sole, that time, was able to get his head onto it to make it 3-0. Very similar type of performance stat-wise, doubling our XG in that, not allowing a shot on target from Jiangsu. So coming into this first leg of the Champions League final, pretty happy. And we've also played a few friendlies, with it being about 3 weeks since we played our last game, just to keep the fitness up, and some comfortable 13-0 wins, which seem to be our standard scoreline in these friendlies at the moment. So the boys are keeping their fitness up and hopefully in a bit better state than they were form-wise going into yesterday's episode when we took on Shanghai, especially after that first league where we suffered defeat there as well. But as I said, 2 finals today, so we won't muck around too much. What I will say is Gaetano Oristanio did pick up player of the season for the Chinese Super League. So you look at his stats, he's been the best player on the team, so you can see why that would be the case. But we go into this game with one concern squad-wise, and that is that Fan Yanan is suspended. So that means that Du Hui is going to be coming into the team, but otherwise it's a pretty standard-looking team. Fan and Du, not much between them ability-wise. The only thing is I did forget about that in those friendlies and had been starting Fan over Du, so the only concern I do have is the red thumbs down with Du's match sharpness, but otherwise the team's looking really good for this game. We do have a few players on yellow cards, so I've got them staying on their feet for this first leg, and hopefully that means we won't have too many players suspended for the second leg to start off tomorrow's episode. That's the only real tactic change going into that, but close to full strength, which is what you want for a Champions League final. And we are taking on Al-Nassr from Saudi Arabia, and in the first league is at their home stadium. I keep calling these teams managerless. Well, this team actually does have a manager in Rui Vitoria, so probably going to be a half-decent team, these guys. They did knock Al-Nassr out on penalties in the other semi-final, so this could be a tough test as long as we can stay in the tie. Hopefully get some away goals, and maybe even a win would be nice, but a draw with some away goals would be really good going into the home league. But we'll come back shortly, run you guys through the team sheets. Not that I'll have much of an idea about the players in the opposition anyway, and we'll be back shortly with this first leg of the Champions League final here in Asia. So here we are looking for our fifth Champions League and our fifth final. There's the Al-Nassr team, a 4-3-3, exactly the same as we use. Not too familiar with those names, as I said, so can't really run you guys through that too much. You can see the amount of players we do have on yellow cards, so that's why we have got them staying on their feet for this game. But as I said, the only change for us is that Du comes in for Farn at left back, but otherwise we are at full strength. Apart from that, we're in our green, Al-Nassr in the yellow with the blue shorts, and we will be kicking off playing right to left. As I said, some away goals. Don't mind if they score a few, as long as we can actually get in a good position to take them in the home league. That would be quite nice. Obviously, if we can win this league, that would be great. And we've started off well, earning an early corner there through Joe Willock, who has stepped up a little bit in the last couple of games. Hopefully that can continue. Oceania with the corner. It's headed away by Al-Nassr. Oceania will get the ball back for us though and look to mount another attack, and we will get a free kick there. Whether they show it, it's an early yellow card. That's nice, and they won't. Still 0-0 after 3 minutes. 5 minutes gone here in Al-Nassr with a corner. They take it out to Kimeki, who is on a yellow card. Hopefully that's the pronunciation. Sorry if I get that wrong. Any Saudi Arabians watching this game. Hopefully I don't offend you guys too much, but it is Al-Nassr on the ball here, and they're looking to make an attack here. It's a long ball over the top. They hit it back in for one of their players, and they just hold the ball up outside the box quite nicely here. Do the Saudi Arabian outfit. They have a shot from a tight angle, forces Lee into a save, and Diakabe is going to pump that out. So the first real chance of the game falling to Al-Nassr. A decent save from Lee, but for now it remains 0-0. They will have the corner as we get towards the 7-minute mark. We hit it back out for another corner there. Soleil getting rid of that, and the early pressure is being mounted by the opposition in this first leg of the Asian Champions League final. They put another one in the mix, going for the far post. Another really good save from Lee that time. So we're on the back foot early, still 0-0, but they do have another highlight from a throw-in, although we do block it somewhat. It falls to the man on the yellow card, plays that up. They're holding the ball right on the edge of the box. Al-Gamdi now, back to Kimiki, and now it is Al-Matayri back to Kimiki. And now we just look to hopefully press them, but they're holding the ball really nicely here early. It's a good ball. They put it in the back of the net, but he's offside. Is Abukal, and it does remain 0-0 for now, but they are certainly firing the more dangerous shots early in this game. Al-Nassr, you can see, is about a straight offside. Not as much as it would have looked initially, but it does remain 0-0 after 9 minutes. 25 minutes gone here, and it's a free kick to Beijing Guoan, so our first chance really to mount a serious attack after that initial opening highlight, but we do give the ball away quite softly there, and Al-Nassr are going to be able to launch an attack yet again. They sort of trip over each other there though, and Hayes able to get a foot in, so we're in possession on the counter attack. Wang just outside the box has a shot. It's wide though. It's our first attack of the game though that looked somewhat threatening, but it's still 0-0 after 27 minutes. 42 minutes gone, and we're back down the other end with Al-Nassr having a corner yet again. They put it into the mix to get their head to it. It was blocked initially from the man on the line, but Abukal is able to put the rebound in the back of the net with Lee having committed, and we are 1-0 down just before half-time in this Asian Champions League final. A bit of bad luck there, it has to be said. He's gone for 2 saves there. Here's Lee and not gotten near any of them. And we will have a highlight from the restart, so hopefully we can get back into this nice and early. But to be fair, it's been coming. They've looked the more dangerous team based on the highlights that we have seen. Well, I will say, we've actually been the better team stat-wise overall shots, but they have had more on target of the Saudi Arabian outfit. So we'll look to get back in this immediately, but that might be asking for too much as we hold the ball just outside the box. Wei puts it in. Wang with a great chance. He's not offside either. He heads over the bar. That was what we were looking for, but it looks like it's going to be 1-0 going into halftime. And indeed it is. Look, we've played pretty decently according to the stats. Like, we've had 7 shots, but only 1 on target. That's where we've hurt ourselves. Al-Nassr only 4 shots, but 3 of them on target. They got the goal with what in the end proved to be a sitter from the initial block shot from that corner. But fair play to them. They've looked a better team based on what we've seen so far. So we'll need to give the boys a bit of a rev up at halftime. 1-0, not a terrible result. But as we said, some away goals here would be really nice. Away goals in a two-legged final, of course, could be quite important. But hopefully our boys can get a few more shots on target in the second half, because stat-wise, not playing all that badly based on what you see on the left-hand side of your screen right above my head. But what we've seen highlight-wise, it has looked like the Saudi Arabian team are a bit more threatening. So hopefully that changes in the second half. We can get a few goals, and we can at least get a goal to take into the home league. 47 minutes gone. It's an early goal kick for Al-Nassr, and we're going to get on the end of this through do. Plays that down to Soleil, and we look to get back into this nice and early in the second half, albeit of the first league. We've got to remember that a bit different to our previous finals that we've had in the series to date, this being our 5th, and we're looking to make it 5 Champions League wins from 5. Lovely ball for Willock, and he just misses. Golden chance early on, and he's only barely missed that, and it does remain 1-0 early in the second half. 59 minutes gone. We have a throw-in a good area of the pitch, and we will keep possession from it briefly, although the clearance is not very good, and we're back on the ball and looking to mount another attack to try and get even in this game, but we give possession away, and Kamara back to the goal scorer, Abul Khal, and they now look to get something going, although it's a good header from Way, and that's a nice ball for Willock. Can he put it away this time? Yes, he can. We're back in this. That's a very crucial away goal potentially, and it's 1-1 at the hour mark. And just like that, advantage slightly in our favour. If we can keep this scoreline, we'll be happy. Albeit another away goal would be really nice, but that's exactly what we were after. We've had a few really good chances that we've missed now, but this time, lovely ball from Oceania to set Willock through. This time he gets on target, and it's 1-1 at the hour mark. 63 minutes gone, a free kick just after equalising. Hey, puts it wide. That's a really good chance. Wasn't offside either, so good chances to start the second half, but it's still 1-1. And now it's Al-Nassr who will have one. We hit it away and out to Willock, and he pumps one long. I thought he was going to try and find one, but it is blocked by an Al-Nassr defender. And now they get on the counter. The initial cross there is put out, and they find Abul Khal at the far post, and he's given far too much space there from Do. And just like that, they are back at 2-1 up, albeit we still have that away goal, so it's not terrible, but it's a bit of a soft goal to concede. We did well to get rid of this ball a few times through Do there, and then he just sags off his man here, and he puts away at the near post. That's a bit sloppy from both our left back and the goalkeeper, but just like that, 65 minutes gone, and it is a 1-goal advantage to the Saudi Arabian outfit, Al-Nassr again, 2-1 as we have 25 left to go. And now a throw-in shortly off the back of that second goal to Al-Nassr, cleared away though, but we will look to get something going on the counter here as Lee comes out to claim the ball outside the box to Soleil. Back to Diakabe, and if we can get this back to a tie before we go into the home league, that would be very nice. 2 away goals would be quite good, as we said earlier. Willock with an initial cross puts it in. Anderson far post as a shot blocked. Couple of interesting crosses here from Willock. I think he might have tried one of the little Panenka Rabona type ones, but it remains 2-1 for now as Anderson's shot blocked. We put it in. It's allowed to bounce, but they do clear it away. And 2-1 it remains with 20 to go in this first league. Okay, 72 minutes gone here, and I feel like we're going to make some substitutions. A few players we've got in our team not playing that greatly, so we'll make a few changes with just under 20 minutes to go in this first league. Hui not having the greatest game, so we're going to bring Wang Ning on for him, a player we haven't used too much, but we may as well give him a crack in this game. And Anderson, I feel like we could take off. Not seeing the world on fire today. We do have Tian on the bench, who has been very good when we have used them so far this season. So we'll make that change as well. Try and get a little bit more going down that left-hand side and hopefully grab an equaliser, as we're still 2-1 down with 18 minutes to go. 83 minutes gone. We do have a free kick inside our own half, and shortly after we take it, we're in the opposition area, which we like to see. And now Wang to Tian. Hopefully we can get something going down this left-hand side through these two players fresh off the bench. Nice ball from Oceania, Willock, and we are back at 2 all, those two combining yet again, and that's Willock's 10th goal of the season on a red heart. I was thinking about taking him off, but he has been really good lately, and he's picked up both goals for us. Some nice play in between the two players fresh off the bench, and for Orestanio, quick ball in. Willock gets on the wrong side of his man, bottom right corner, back at 2 all, and we will make a change now as those 2 away goals. That's actually a really nice position for us to be in. Willock is exactly in the position you want him to be. Just switching shoulders with the defender makes it 2-all. And I think with the players who have got on red hearts in this team, we're going to be taking Way off, who's not on a green. Hao can come on for him. That will be our last change in this first leg of the Asian Champions League final. But we're now in a decent position with those 2 away goals at 2-all. We are over the allotted time now, 94 and a bit minutes. It's Al-Nassr on the ball, just holding it up, and that is full time. We did end up with a yellow card to Sole, and I'm hoping that doesn't come back and hurt us for the second leg to start tomorrow's episode, because he could be suspended just from memory, but we do have some decent depth at centre back as well, so I don't think that would hurt us too much. Only the one yellow card, so staying on the feet certainly helped in that aspect. We won't be doing that tomorrow with it being an out final with the scores now level. We will have the tiebreaker as long as we don't concede 2 away goals, because that really helps us out. That's the key thing we got out of this game, those 2 away goals. A little bit sloppy, the goals that we conceded, but in the end, Al-Nassr did look quite threatening with the highlights they had, especially in that first half. But we picked things up as the second half went on. You can see the XG there. We certainly stepped things up, and in the end, feels like a fair result. We matched our XG. Al-Nassr slightly outperforming theirs. Not many shots on target for us is the only complaint we would have, but luckily Willock was good enough with the ones that he had. Missed a decent chance as well, actually, Willock, so he was probably our most threatening player, but in the end, we'll take that 2-all draw in this away league and go into the second league to start tomorrow's episode with it all to play for, but we might just have the advantage thanks to those away goals that we have picked up. And we'll come back shortly with the Chinese FA Super Cup first leg against the Hebei China Fortune. So we are back for this Chinese FA Super Cup First League final in between the 2 legs of this Asian Champions League final. Of course, that will be coming in tomorrow's episode, as well as the second leg of this one. This time the home league for us first, so a bit of a switch around from what we had in the Asian Champions League. And you can see a fairly heavily rotated team. The only players still on the team are Lee and Soleil. Soleil is going to keep in the team thanks to that yellow card he picked up in the first game of today's episode, because that does unfortunately mean he's going to be missing out on the second leg of tomorrow's Champions League final, so he can play in this one instead. But otherwise, it's more or less a full rotation. And the other player that we've kept in there, in fact, is Du Hui, but otherwise, it's a really fresh team. I'm not expecting too much out of this game. If I'm going to be honest, we're definitely prioritising the Champions League final, but if we can get something decent here going into the second leg of the Super Cup final, where no doubt we might be able to put a few more first team players into it with no games off the back of that. That would be nice, just keeping some parity, hopefully not conceding too many goals, because they will be away goals. But yeah, just seeing what we can get out of this fairly heavily rotated team. We do have some big boys on the bench should we need to use them, but a bit of an interesting one coming into this against the Hebei China Fortune, who we did play quite well against when we took them on in the league, but that was with our first choice team, and this is a good team who finished third in the league. So an interesting tie for us here. Let's just hopefully get a respectable result as we go into the second leg in tomorrow's episode. And there is our formation with those more unfamiliar names, the same 4-3-3, but as we said, just a big old switch around for us. Some familiar names there like Tian, but on the whole, that's some names you won't be as familiar with. There's Hebei. They're looking pretty close to full strength, as you'd expect. Hopefully they haven't had too many friendlies since the last Super League game. That might help us out too, because of course, it's nearly been a month since that last Super League game, so that could help us out. They are in the red, we are in the green, and kicking off playing left to right in this home league. As I said, I'm more hopeful than confident in this game. If we can get a win out of it, it would be superb, but we'll just see what happens with the rotation. But early on, it remains 0-0. 40 minutes gone here in Hebei with a clearance, but we are going to get on the end of that and play the ball forward to who has started to find a little bit of goal scoring form of late, so that could be important today. Nice ball from Tian, tries to slow him away and forces a good save out of Lee, so Lee in goal for them as well. That's going to get a little bit confusing, or should actually be simple for me, really, shouldn't it? But it's a good early chance for us at the quarter of an hour mark. We now have the corner, but no one gets their head to it, but a good early chance for us there. It is still 0-0, and that's a very cynical tackle from one of our boys there, but it will remain goalless for now. But we now have a free kick 1 minute later, and we get the ball up to Tian, who in this lineup is probably going to be one of our more influential players. Has a long shot, but forces Lee into a decent save, trying to pick out the top left corner, but a half decent save, sort of dove for it and then Realised I didn't have to do the goalkeeper there, but we're on the attack here again. Who plays the ball forward for Chen? That's a lovely ball. Tries to chip the keeper, and I think that was Zing who cleared it. That was a really good bit of defence from Hebei, but we're looking quite threatening early doors here. This would have been a lot nicer in the Champions League final, if I'm being honest, but looking good early doors. Chen with a shot outside the box there, but it is blocked, but good start from us, albeit still 0-0 after 17 minutes, coming up 18, although we might have another attack on the go here. Missed header, who just outside the box, but he is offside. And as I said, still 0-0 after 18 minutes, but looking pretty good here, and they will show this free kick. So we're going to have a look at this as well as Lee on the ball for them, kicking it out to Sergio from Angola. Now Wang plays one forward, and he just gets for our defence a little bit easily there, but nice work from Chen to get the ball back. A little bit scrappy, but we do keep possession, and now look to mount an attack ourselves. Who back to Zeng, and we look to drive forward, but we'll just find our man. And now Who with a good chance, but again Lee is in the right place at the right time to tip that wide and high. Still 0-0, but looking quite threatening early in this game, which is good to see. We put the ball in from the corner, but it's headed away to Chico. He's going to try and get us on the counter, but Zhuang with a good slide tackle. And we have yet another highlight, so we can't catch our breath just yet, but 0-0 at the 20-minute mark. But as I said, looking quite threatening, so hopefully that continues. Some nice play between Chen and Fu there, but they do get possession back shortly after that, do Hebei, and they now look to mount one of their first attacks of the game. Liao, good slide tackle from Fu, who's looked quite good. Our backup right back today, and who's going to be able to get on the end of this as that ball's just in behind the defence, right on the edge of the box, tight angle, puts a ball in, Lee forced into a save, Chico with the clearance. We're back on the attack again, so it's really all guns blazing early on for us here, which is nice to be able to say. As I said, would have been quite nice in the Champions League final. Great chance for Who there, but another good save from Lee. We're all over them. It's still 0-0. It's getting to a point soon where we really need a goal out of this, but very happy with the start from the rotation team. We have the corner. No one can get their head to it, and it looks like it is going to remain 0-0 after 21 minutes, although Liao on the attack for the Hebei China Fortune. One of our men trying to get back to him, but a good block there from Zhuang. Chen will tidy things up, and it does remain 0-0. 34 minutes gone, and we do have a goal kick. We've picked up a yellow card to Fu, but we're not too worried about that in this competition anyway, now that we're into this first league. Hopefully we can put some better players out in the second should we need to, but we've looked really good so far. Just needing some end product soon, but Tian on the attack for us. Lovely ball for Who, and finally we get our goal. We have looked the far better team in this game, and finally we're up. We suggested that Tian would be one of our more important players in this team, only on a 6.4 rating up until then, but he finds a lovely ball for Hu Xiaowei here. Just takes a touch with his chest, a few dribbles, picks out Hu, and the goalkeeper just wrong-footed by that first time finish. And with 10 minutes to go in the first half, we're 1-0 up in the first league and looking quite good, touch wood here early on in this tie. 36 minutes gone here, and it is Hebei China Fortune on the counter-attack after something that we didn't see highlight-wise, but they are now in possession and looking to come back instantly, which will be a bit harsh on us because we have looked quite good in this game so far. Bit of a foot in there. We're able to allow a bit of soft stuff, and that's disappointing. It's a bit unlucky, but Wang equalises for Hebei, and it's an away goal as well, so that's a little bit frustrating. We've looked so good in that opening 35 minutes, and finally, once we do score, we've let in a bit of a soft one. We nearly get a foot in there. They put a ball in, Lau with a shot, it's blocked, and then the rebound falls to Wang, and unfortunately, the goalkeeper just has no sight of it, really. So can't blame anyone too much there, just a bit of bad luck, and it is a 1-1 just before half-time. And that is indeed half-time. We go into it 1-1 in the first league, our home league, so that away goal hopefully doesn't prove too important as opposed to what we are hoping it will be in the Champions League. But feeling a little bit hard done by in that first half. We had a lot of the highlights, as you saw. I think our XG doesn't actually match up to what we saw highlight-wise, albeit that was actually a similar case, I suppose, in the Champions League first league for Al-Nassr. So starting to feel like they no doubt would have in that game, but they did get one back. Hebei a little bit luckily, it felt like too, but hopefully we can keep playing the way we are, because if we can, no doubt we should have a shot at getting a few more goals in the second half. But pretty happy with how things are going, actually. Just tell the boys to keep on doing what they're doing, I think, and hopefully we can break them down a few more times and get a lead in this game, because it's going really well considering we've put out the rotation team at this stage. 1-1 with 45 to go, but playing quite well. Early highlight in the second half as Hybe boot one long, but Kamara ties things up for us. They have been forced into a triple change at halftime. That's really sloppy from us. Good save from Lee. I say forced, they opted for a triple change at halftime, which is interesting. Maybe some tired bodies if they haven't had a game for a while. That might be something in our favour, but we do head the clearance away from here, the ball from the corner, I should say. Tian puts a foot in. Chin will keep this ball in play, runs it out, but it does remain 1-1 at the 50-minute mark. 56 minutes gone here, and Tian has unfortunately picked up a slight injury, not quite enough to bring out the Mark Richardson one, but we'll bring Anderson on for him, repay the favour from the first game of today's episode, and hopefully he can provide some good bench impact for us. Of course, Tian did set up the first goal, but hopefully Anderson with just a little bit more quality can stamp his mark on this game. But early doors in the second half, not too much happening, and it remains 1-1. 60 minutes gone here, and Hybe were being pushed back by us, but they do get possession back, try and clear it, but Soleil cuts it out, and now we're on the attack. Anderson, fresh off the bench, looking to make his way forward. Who with a good chance and forces a save there from Lee, and it remains 1-1 at the hour mark. 72 minutes gone here. We've got Chen on a red heart, so we'll have to deal with that shortly off the back of this highlight, but we'll see what happens as Fu makes his way forward, and him and Hay link up as we make our way down this right-hand side. Ball towards the back post, cut out, but Anderson is going to be able to tie this up for us. And we look to mount another attack. Feel a bit hard done by off the score at 1-1 for now, but hopefully that can change as we've looked on the front foot for most of this game. Not enough end product. Get the ball out there. Chen is just going to get to that, and now we get the ball out to Fu. And look to mount an attack. Chen from a tight angle, and that's a penalty. Chico has taken him out right royally there, and we have a chance to go 2-1 up. Another penalty. Of course, this was a bit of an issue for us yesterday's episode, but Anderson did get the second one in, and he gets that one past the keeper, went the right way, and we are 2-1 up with just under a quarter of an hour to play in this first leg, and that's good for us because a draw in the home league, not ideal when the opposition score a goal, but now we've got the goal advantage, and hopefully that will help us out, and we might even hopefully be able to kick on from here. Good penalty, clear as day, no issues with that decision. And it is 2-1 with quarter of an hour to go, and we will take Chen off for Willock, get some fresh legs on, and hopefully get some impetus from those two fresh wingers. But looking pretty good in this game so far, which is a little bit of a surprise given the team we started with. 2-1 with quarter of an hour to go. 78 minutes gone. Now we've got Zhuang, who is on a yellow card and a red heart. So what we are going to do here is bring Wei Hei on for him. So some real big guns on the pitch for us now. We'll get Wei to not ease off tackles as well, but all our subs made, still 2-1, but with 12 minutes to go. And we have a corner shortly off the back of that substitution, so I'm not too sure who's actually going to be taking that after those subs. It is still Zeng. He puts a ball into the mixer here. It's headed away, but who tidies things up for us, and we'll get it back out to Zeng and hopefully look to make it free as Kamara now. Just holding the ball up nicely outside the box. Way nearly gets on the end of that, but we do keep possession after a slide tackle, albeit we play it right to the back, and now we get it out to Soleil, who's in a little bit of space. Long ball over the top. It's not going to find anyone, but Wang forced to play it back to the goalkeeper. They clear it, but not very well. Soleil with a good headed interception for us there, and now Way back to Hu. Lovely ball for Anderson, gets beyond the defence, chips the goalkeeper. Oh, that is naughty, and it is 3-1 with 10 to go. Anderson with some great bench impact for us today, coming off the bench and getting 2 goals, one from the penalty spot, albeit, but that goal is just a naughty finish. Waiter, who lovely ball forward for him, and he's just able to tell the goalkeeper's come out a little bit too far. Might have even got a hand to it on retreat there, but really naughty finish, and we're 3-1 up with 10 to go, looking quite good here. 83 gone. It is now a free kick to Hybe. We hit it away, but they will get back on the ball just outside the box. They play that back to Kai, and now it is Chico in a lot of space, looking to make up for that penalty he gave away. Good tackle from Du Hui there. He's also on a yellow card. That's a poor pass, though, and they will get possession back here. Sergio, good foot in there from Du again. He plays one forward for Hu, and he gets past the first man there. Around the second, this is a really great chance, and it's another chip. Oh boy, the boys are in naughty form today, and we are 4-1 up with 6 to go, and this is a bit surprising, I'm going to be frank, because this team hasn't been the greatest this year. Haven't trusted the rotation as much as I perhaps should have, but they are in absolute form today, and that is a chip from a long way out. Just lobs the keeper into the bottom left-hand corner, and we make it 4-1 with 6 to go. Very good stuff. 85 minutes gone. Another free kick here for Hebei. It is headed on goal, but Lee with a safe save for us there. But we've really picked things up late in the second half. Oh boy, that was dodgy as heck. But luckily, Kamara was there to tie things up from that poor clearance, Karius-like in Champions League final from Lee. But we'll get on with things because it didn't hurt us at all. And now it's a good interception from Kamara. He's been on his game the last few minutes. That's a nice ball for Anderson, looking for his hat-trick in a lot of space. Tight angle, gets inside his man, fires off a shot. Lee with a save, and it will go out for a goal kick, but some good chances, and it remains 4-1 with 4 minutes to go as we'll get Kamara on a yellow card to ease off tackles. 87 minutes gone. We have a corner that Way is going to put into the mixer. Forced to Hay at the far post, and he makes it 5-1, his first goal of the season. And who with the assist? He is having a wonderful game considering he's been a striker who's really struggled this year when we've used him. That's why we ended up using Oceania up there quite often. That's a lovely little flick down for Hay. And in the last 15 minutes here, we have stepped things up significantly, and it's 5-1 as we approach the last few minutes. But Hebei with the kickoff, and they will need another away goal pretty soon, you'd have to say, because that's the only advantage they have in this game so far is the one away goal. But we've certainly stepped up since they got that. Another shot there for who, but just wide. But yeah, we're looking really good here, 5-1 as we get closer to full time. 92 minutes gone, one more of additional time by the referee, and we're 5-1 up, holding possession. And as I said, this has been a really impressive performance from the rotation team. Would have actually preferred this in the first game of today's episode because I was placing more importance on that, but our rotation have done an excellent job. Hu Wei on a 10 rating has been involved in absolutely everything, and Anderson with some great bench impact for us, as well as along with some of the other first team players, but Anderson the most notable of those. But we inch towards full-time proper, and we really, from this scoreline, should be winning the FA Super Cup here in China with a 5-1 lead going into the second leg. The only concern, and it's a really minor concern, was the goal that they got in the first half, but 4 goals inside the last quarter of an hour, 16 minutes, 2 to Anderson, 1 to Hu, and 1 to Hay. And that's a really good performance from our rotation team. 5-1, lots of shots on target. That's a real clinical performance from our boys. And we're in a great position to be taking out the FA Super Cup here in China. Let's hope we can take some of this form into the other rotation and they can bring it into the second leg of the Champions League Final in tomorrow's episode. So we're back in the inbox after those 2 games today. You can see Tian only picked up a bruised knee. That's what he went off for in that last game. So it's looking all good for us going into the second leg of the Champions League Final in 3 days' time. Hopefully he can take his place on the bench. If not, maybe he'll be used in the second leg of the FA Super Cup Final, because that performance was what we were looking for in the first game today. A little bit frustrating that type of a performance didn't come out in the first game today, but we don't mind about that. Hopefully we can produce a similar performance to that in the second leg and the home leg of the Champions League Final tomorrow, and wrap that up and get our 5th of the 6 Champions League needed here in Asia. But to wrap things up today, we'll make our way down 2-2 in the away leg of the Champions League Final. So those 2 away goals, very nice for us. We'll take that, and we'll definitely take that 5-1 home win in the FA Super Cup Final first leg, especially with that rotation team. As I said, that performance coming out of nowhere more or less, because when we were using the rotation earlier in the season around those Champions League games, you can see around September, the form not too great against the Chinese teams and teams who are lower down than Hebei. So really good performance from us there, and hopefully we can keep that momentum going into tomorrow's episode. But if you did enjoy today, where we picked up a draw in the Champions League Final first leg and a nice win in the Super Cup Final first leg, then remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you want to keep up to date with when tomorrow's episode drops with the second legs of these games, remember to hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. It is greatly appreciated. Let me know if you think we're going to get the job done in this Champions League Final in that second leg, which will be straight at the start of tomorrow. And until then, thank you very much for watching. Keep on keeping on, and I'll see you then. Cheers.